Hello, my dear students. How are you all? Welcome back to the English class. Today, I am going to teach the second section of the prose, Journey by Train. We had already seen the first section in the previous class. Hope you all have remembered the first section. Now, we shall move on to the second section. All of you, please take page number 82 in your English textbook. The train stopped at 8 o'clock in the midst of a clearing some 15 miles beyond Rothal, where there were several bungalows and workmen's cabins. The conductor, pausing along the carriages, shouted, "Passengers will get out here." So, the train stopped at 8 o'clock 15 miles beyond Rothal. In that place, there were many bungalows and workmen's cabins. The conductor shouted at the passengers to get out while passing along the carriages. Then Phileas Fogg looked at Sir Francis Cromarty for an explanation, but the general could not tell why there was a halt in the midst of the forest of dates and acacias. So Phileas Fogg looked at Sir Francis to get an explanation, but Sir Francis did not know the reason why there was a halt in the midst of the forest of dates and acacias. Here, acacias means tree with yellow or white flowers. Let's move on to the next paragraph. Curious Pussy Peter rushed out and speedily returned, crying, "Monsieur, no more railway." "What do you mean?" asked Sir Francis. "I mean to say that the rail train is not going to go any further." The general at once stepped out while Phileas Fogg calmly followed him, and they proceeded together to the conductor. So, Pussy Peter rushed out and cried to his master that there were no railway. Then he explained that the train could not go any further. Here, further means greater distance. Underline the word further and write greater distance. The general stepped out. Mr. Phileas calmly followed him. Then, "Where are we?" asked Sir Francis. "At the hamlet of Colby." "Do we stop here?" "Certainly. The railway is not finished." "What, not finished?" "No, there is still a matter of 50 miles to be laid from here to Allahabad, where the line begins again." "But the paper announced the opening of the railway throughout." "What can I tell you, officer? The paper were mistaken." "Yet you sell ticket from Bombay to Calcutta," snapped Sir Francis, who was growing angry. So, Sir Francis asked the conductor where they were. The conductor replied that they were at the hamlet of Colby. Underline the word hamlet and write small villages. Then he also explained that there were no way for 50 miles till Allahabad. So Francis explained the paper announcement about the opening of the railway. Then Sir Francis asked angrily, why did he sold the ticket from Bombay to Calcutta? Then, "No doubt," replied the conductor, "but the passengers know that they must provide means of transportation for themselves from Colby to Allahabad." Sir Francis was furious. Pussy Peter would willingly have knocked the conductor down and did not dare to look at Mr. Fogg. Sir Francis said Mr. Fogg quietly, "We will, if you please, look about for some means of transport to Allahabad." So Francis was furious. Underline the word furious and write anger. Full of anger. Pussy Peter would willingly have knocked the conductor down, but he did not dare to look at Mr. Fogg. So Francis said Mr. Fogg that they had find transport to Allahabad. Mr. Fogg replied that he had already planned about because he knew that any obstacles would arise in the route It is that there is nothing to lose, but only to sacrifice. Here, underline the word obstacles and write things that block one's way. The final paragraph. I have 2 days which I have already gained to sacrifice. A steamer leaves Calcutta from Hong Kong at noon on the 25th. This is the 22nd and we shall reach Calcutta in time. So, then the steamer left Calcutta. Here, steamer means ship. Steamer left Calcutta for Hong Kong on 25th so that they could reach Calcutta on time. On time means the correct time. Students, with this section 2 is completed. Hope you all have understood this section 2. We shall see the section 3 in our next class. Thank you students. Kindly go through the section 2.